I always like to start out by asking how are you and your people doing during this crazy year we call 2020?
I'm good, man. It's crazy, man. We surviving. We learning to adapt. You
Yeah.
know. Also, we trying to have a better time doing that too. You know.
So how's your adjustment process looked? Because obviously you talked about adapting. Everybody's had to adapt to this new world that we live in, and you are an international superstar, my friend. So you tour all over the world, but obviously we can't do that right now. So what does your adjustment process look like?
I mean, it's just been crazy because I'm used to being on the road, being able to shuffle around the world, and not being able to do that, not being able to perform my new songs. That's it's difficult because the most amazing part of the process of being an artist is being able to perform and seeing people react to the music that you're making. And for me, I was on a 24-state U.S. tour sold out. I had to stop after 5 shows. So
Hmm.
imagine imagine like being on this tour and everything was just going well and everything just had to stop. You
Yeah.
know, this is the first time in our generation that something has really come and paused the world.
Facts. Facts. Did it give you more time to focus on the project? And we're gonna get into that in a little bit because the project is phenomenal.
Thank you, thank you,
Yeah. Did
thank you.
the downtime give you more time to focus on making music and doing your project?
Definitely, definitely. That's I mean, on the positive side, I really focused. I came back home. There was lockdown. I couldn't go nowhere. There was no club open. I wasn't doing no shows. So definitely, all the focus was on, was straight to the studio. All the focus I had was, I just wanted to be in the studio. So I was just in the studio fully, focused, nowhere to go. Working on songs that I'll probably rush in a normal day because I got stuff to do. I spend probably a couple hours on a song rather than finishing a song in 45 minutes like I would not normally do.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing right there. Well, let's talk about the project, The Better Time. Explain the meaning of the title first and foremost.
Um, my previous album was called A Good Time. So basically, like I was having a good time making that album. It was a good time, for African music. Just a good time in the world.
Right.
And then obviously I was on tour for my A Good Time tour, and then the pandemic hit. So this album is really like a bridge saying a better time is coming. So this is like the first sign of better times to come, for the world. Because right now it's just a healing process,
Right.
you
Right.
know, everybody.
Absolutely. Well, you have a lot of big collabs on this project. Nicki Minaj, Lil Baby, Young Thug, and Chris Brown. That's my favorite record, by the way, on the whole project. Nas,
Thank you.
Hit Boy, T was Savage, so many more. How long have you been working on this, and what was the creative process in making such a big album with so many collaborations on there?
Um, it wasn't really a process, honestly. Everything really just happened naturally.
Mhm.
To be honest, everything was natural. Um, making like I said, making this album, I didn't go into it planning to make an album. I was just in the studio and I just kept on creating a lot of amazing material, I should say. Um, so like just with the process, it's like with the Nicki record, like I had never met her before. I just DM'd her on Instagram
Mhm.
and she replied, amazing. With Nas, I met Nas in the bathroom, but I just out of the blue in the studio. In the studio I was working in, Hit Boy studio. He was in the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I seen him, and then from there, like we just did the record. We shot the video. Chris Brown, everybody knows that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Thug, Thug and Chris just did an amazing record. So I was in LA. I hit Thug up. I was like, yo, I got this record with Chris, and then we just did that. We shot the video as well. Um,
And what about the
um,
one with you and Lil Baby, the So Crazy joint? Because
Yeah,
I'm,
me
I'm
and
familiar.
baby, I met baby through Thug. You know what I'm saying? I met baby before he even started rapping. Like when he first got out of jail, I remember. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a blessing to see him grow to where he's reached right now. So everything is there's relationships with these records. It's not just like maybe the label pulling strings or the normal do. But this was just all vibes, it was all friends, all based off natural relationship and vibes.
You speak on relationships, and I remember you lived in Atlanta for a while. That's where I'm located at, and you were moving around the city, and I knew you had made it when Alex had you host Compound one Saturday. I was like, oh, he's out of here, because Alex books you. That's when you know you made it to that next level.
Yeah.
What did your time down here in Atlanta do for like your music and your relationships with other artists, especially those that live in the city? And a lot of artists come here to record anyway. How did living here help you with your
growing up in Atlanta, I say shaped a lot of my style. I wouldn't say musically, but just my style, the way I dress, the way I carry myself. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of years in Atlanta, and I think it's helped me like really have relationships with these artists in the US. I think that's the positive side of being from Atlanta. But I just love the city, man. And that is Black Hollywood. And it's just a good place to just connect. You know what I'm saying? You meet a lot of people there, especially music execs, and just being outside in the city. And I think also the city has seen me like move around and try to push this African narrative. And it finally paid off. But you know what I'm saying? There was a process. I feel like the city saw me grind and push. And AG been knowing me since I was young. Yeah. So like he saw me, grind to that level where he could be like, oh man, let me book him. And he sold out.
I remember that, man. And I remember seeing you grind in the city. And that's one thing that one of the many things that makes Atlanta unique. Like if you work as an artist and you really put that time in, you'll reap the rewards and stuff like that. And you're living proof. It doesn't matter what genre you do it with too. You know what I'm saying? So I salute you for that. Your home country is facing two pandemics similar to what we're going through in the United States, one being COVID-19, the other being police brutality. How has Nigeria been dealing with both of these?
I mean, let me start with with COVID-19. There's really been a lot of switching lifestyle, and a lot of spots have been closed. We have been taking the measures like masks is mandatory in a lot of places. A lot of offices were closed. No shows. You already know Lagos, Nigeria is the entertainment capital of the world. Like,
yeah, I was supposed to come out there this year.
Wow, you see. So just everything's really been shut down. And it really, I think that's one of the things that got people to really sit down and evaluate and see that they really want to change in the country, because it brought a lot of more suffering to the people in the country, because people are already going through it.
Right.
People are already going through it bad. So imagine that, with COVID. And a lot of the things that, a lot of people donated for these people to help themselves during these times were not given to them. So it just spurs the outrage of anger that's been built in over the years. And it's just sad, man. It's just really sad to see all the situations, the police brutality, people getting killed, innocent, peaceful protesters getting killed. The story is just long, and, we're just not happy about it at all. It's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, I salute you for speaking out and all the work that you've been putting in, speaking on these issues and helping your people out. I got to ask you this. Have you been approached about doing a versus? Because I don't think there's been an Afrobeats versus yet.
Yeah, actually, they did approach me. Like, I'm down. Whoever wants to do it, I'm
Who would you want to face?
Anybody. Anybody.
That's what's up, man. Well, listen, I'm gonna wrap it up with this question right here. Obviously 2020 has been something, like you said, that we've never seen. Have you learned anything this year about either yourself or life in general?
I think I did a lot of soul searching. I have been on the go for 9 years, like touring, dropping music, dropping albums. And I think I really needed time to break, have time with my family. You know what I'm saying? I believe now in mental health. So it helped me just, take a step back and just, calm things down a little bit, work on the music. My priorities are different now, a little bit different now. So I'm just happy to be back, dropping this album. Everybody go get it.
Yes.
It's a classic. We worked hard on this. And I thank you guys over there for always pushing African music. You know, there was a time where we weren't, you know, being put on all these platforms, but for you guys to acknowledge us, you know, and put us in the leagues with the hip hop, with the trap, with the pop, you know, it's amazing to see, and we thank you for that.
Nah, man, but thank you for grinding, and you really put your genre of music on the forefront and really worked it. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a city like Atlanta. So you had a lot to do with it blowing up in the states that it's been doing, how it's been blowing up. So I salute you, my brother.
Thank you. God bless, man.
All right, be easy, take care, be safe.
Yes, you too.